Every world has its end. I know that's kind of sad, but that's why we've got to live life to the fullest in the time we have. At least, that's what I figure.
Damn.
Nice.
There we go. That's for the final
And
session of this party, before this gimmick goes away and has to be replaced. Can we have Swede do the gimmick next time, even though I'm the one recording?
oh
Oh god,
no,
is this gonna be it? Is this gonna be last session?
It may be.
it may be.
Oh yeah, it might
would
not
be
be. I think you said it was, but damn, it's got to be last session now. I can't come
Yeah.
up with another quote after that.
Yeah.
No. Well, Snake, you're gonna have to come up
No,
with another
I can think of some good last session quotes from Sonic.
Yeah.
Some immediately spring to mind.
Last you left off, you guys were arrested to be questioned about the incident that happened at the diplomatic meet with Keith Lombard. And you ran through your story with Interrogator McKinney, who was charged with figuring out exactly what's going on. You dodged around some questions, gave her some information, mostly agreed with her version of events, but there was a particular sticking point around how you got into the diplomatic meet in the first place.
Yeah, I use the business's lift and they can check that.
Yeah, and they can check that, whereas Felina and Scott were more non-committal. And then there was a wrinkle as you were about to be released, as they had nothing to pin you on. There was a different wrinkle when they wanted to keep Scott because Scott's father was in prison in Emberwell after having fled there after leaving Scott to deal with the problems he created in Regents, to implicate Scott in all of the crimes he had committed in creating his weapons of war. Because of because of how those weapons were created with the blacksmithing techniques used, they were infused with Scott's blood, sacrifice of Scott's flesh, and many of the agreements and such were signed in Scott's name. And so Scott's father was going to implicate him in the creation of these tools so as to lighten his own sentence. But Felina decided to be Scott's lawyer for that and successfully argued with some advice from her father that not only was Scott a victim of abuse and shouldn't be held accountable for something that was forced on him. She also said that any trial that would proceed involving Scott would need to involve witnesses and people from the sovereign city of Regent Springs, which put a delay on many of the goings forwards. Scott never had to actually see his father, which he was very happy with, and he and Felina were eventually let out, given the arguments. But you've all been cautioned to stay in Emberwell, and that poses a problem as you need to get to the island of Anoth.
Let's get moving.
Let's pick up on the morning.
Actually, there's something I want to be able to do in the evening, if that's all right.
That's something you wanted to do the night before, the night of?
Yeah, or just like before we head off. That I was able to get back Keith Lombard Senior's. I was able to get his thing back, right? His van brace.
They are processing, they're basically having to, contact, Tenzis and, do, for stuff about autopsies and all that, and about burials.
Yeah,
but
I did take it off him.
Roll charisma, I'd say.
Okay, my worst stat.
You want Felina? Do you want to do this with Felina?
I
Like, have
would
her-
ask Felina for help on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Felina.
reasons why he should have Van Grace. Yeah.
Well, I'm bad at speech.
Family heirloom, rather powerful, and I am going to be. I'm very likely to be inheriting his estate. I am his only. I am his.
It all go.
only-
We finally meet your sister in the last session because she inherits it all
Yeah.
now.
So yeah, that's a good argument, but the counterpoint is that you were involved in his death.
They can't. Well, they can't really. Well, yeah, I can't
Well,
argue with that, but also
You were
like,
involved.
yeah,
Not
no,
that you did it. That you were involved.
yeah, no.
Well-
My brain was a bit slow on the uptake on that one. No,
Yes.
yeah, I'm trying to think though, but I think
No,
I am going.
I mean, on one hand, he died because he was trying to kill you. On the other hand, him trying to kill you indicates he might have had some second thoughts about the will. But
Well, no, this is where Angelo comes in and just says, "What do you mean that Kate Lombard is dead? Kate Lombard never died.
We don't
I'm
know how
Kate
we
Lombard."
don't know how Tenz's wills work. They might just go, yeah, you get everything. I'm pretty sure that's how what's her name in the second party? She just went back, killed everyone, and took everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
oh.
Senka, she still got it all.
yeah. No, like I
And
said,
her
Kate
murder was a
Lombard.
lot more proactive than mine.
I did say last session that Kate Lombard worded that he gave it all to himself, his younger self.
Okay, so Felina, roll an assist.
I was gonna. Me roll an assist. I thought this was the other way around, since Felina's the one, arguing this as an attorney going to it.
Oh, okay.
My
makes
client
sense.
is
I
too
roll an
shy.
assist then,
Sure.
even though it's probably a bad idea. How many things do I have with? I got 2 Felina bonds. I should probably review them again just to make sure I know what I'm doing. Well, I'm not helping.
Wow. You're not helping your case. Felina, roll
Oh, no.
charisma.
Swish.
Swish, swash.
Even with a -1.
I'm just sitting.
Yeah.
I'm just standing next to Felina, going, "Please, I want it."
Alright, this says, yeah, they relinquish the vampire.
What's the point of killing him if I can't get his stuff? Come on!
Yeah, they relinquish the vambrace to you.
He
you
said
are.
I was him,
Okay,
so
now-
it's my
You would- and
stuff.
you would know what to do with it. So,
All right. So
Felina
design-wise,
argues it's a medical device.
I want to do some modifications.
okay.
So I got. Basically, I ask like anyone who might know, or actually no, I go back to the circus, or like people who run the circus. I need a place of power.
Place of power in Emberwell.
Yeah, or like I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name of the guy who runs circus and the mage.
Arius?
The guy who runs the circus is the dwarf named Arius. He's the ringleader.
Yeah, Arius and
Are you thinking of Dominica?
yeah,
Who is?
they might be able to help with this because I want to do an enchantment.
Arius thinks to himself and he says, "Well, places of power with great magical power, you'd want to go to a factory here at Emberwell, as they produce some of the biggest, most magical powered machines out there."
Do you imagine they would let a outsider just wander in?
Well, security around those places, it's up in the air, really. If you wanted to if you wanted to just visit, say you wanted to go on a tour.
Not quite sure I'd get the time I need then, but we'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to find a place of power, and I want to enchant this vambrace.
Right. Hmm. So you're gonna check out one of the factories.
Yeah, I'll kind of wander about. I'll look for a place that's, I'm getting a good, strong magical energy from, but someplace that doesn't look too upscale, like a place that isn't, working for one of the huge companies. Something middle of the road,
Right.
so they're going to be a lot less, a lot less tight on security.
All right. Roll wisdom. You find a place where there basically like there's a lot of energy around because it's a place where they're just melting down pure magical materials,
Okay.
and security is light, but there is someone just sort of operating the lever and all that who would be right there. That's the only person you'd have to scoot by or convince you're allowed to be there.
Given all things, I think I'll go for the scoot method.
Yeah. Okay, so
Because I
you
have
just kind of
no coin to convince him, like, hey, leave me alone.
Okay, so you're just gonna sort of try and sneak saddle up
Yeah,
right where it's being held.
pretty much.
Okay.
Like, if it's all kind of if it's being melted down and just kind of dumped somewhere, kind of go near the dump. Which this is like, God, this is such an embarrassment to Cave Lombard's memory, is that his vambrace is taken to a magical dumping site for it. Just residue power used for enchanting. Magical slag.
uh, let's see. I'll let you roll int for that.
Alright.
You intuit sort of where it's all headed.
Yeah.
They'll have to make it quick.
Okay. That's a problem with a spell. Should we maybe make it that I get a -1 because it's like you have to have time and safety? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So I get a -1 to this roll, but when you have time and safety of an item in a place of power, you may weave a spell to imbue it with magical power. Describe what kind of magic you want to imbue the item with, then roll in. Now I'm being a little bit power gamey because we're coming up on the final session, and if anything, it needs some juice. Basically, Angelo wants to kind of take bits and pieces off of Cave Lombard's, much older vambrace, much more fine, like it's, this one probably got fitted a few years ago, and it's a lot more juiced up than Angelo's is, which he got when he was a teenager.
Right.
And I kind of want to make it either it will help me kind of cast magic, it will give me like a bonus to concentrate my magics, or juice it up, make it more powerful, more capable of the kind of stuff that he could throw out casually.
Right.
What do you think? Like, should it be like just basically a power bonus, or a kind of
Basically like a focuser.
yeah,
We'll
basically it's
yeah.
like it's kind of channeling it more, and it's
Yeah.
it's going off of like his, because he passed away recently, was wearing it recently. It still probably has some of his kind of magical energy still swirling around yet to kind of dissipate outwards.
Yeah.
So, effect wise, what do you think?
I'm gonna say that when you're using the vambrace, it'll make your spells I'm gonna say on black magic it'll give like an extra, like you'll roll twice and take the better result.
Okay, all right,
And also on cast a spell, you'll roll twice, take the better result.
all right. Just write that down. And I'll throw it into spells basically.
Yeah.
Wolf.
Senior's Vambrace. And this is a -1, so I could still fuck this up. I could get... Oh god, if it's cursed, there's fucking room here.
Yeah.
Wait, I have 4 crystal shards, right? Not 3 now?
Yeah, you have 4.
Should have been 7.
Seven crystal shards in hand.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll roll it and, yeah, just type up that
Yeah.
description for me so I can throw it in. And this is at a -1, so... 10.
A 10. There you go.
Alright, sweet.
You get
On a 10,
two.
choose 2, so... the enchantment is permanent. The enchantment does not have a weird limitation. It has side effects, though.
All right.
Ooh.
That's the fun one for this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so Senior's Vambrace.
That's like, I'll try and come up with a better name for over, but I think that sums it up pretty adequately.
Focuses magical capability. And as far as side effects, I guess that'll be revealed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
But here is...
Sweet.
There you go.
Alright. We're all getting corrupted today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It's not. Felina's not going to be the only one Hero's going to have to put down for the greater good.
Oh no! Oh no! The spirit of Cave Lombard was in that item.
The tragedy
It's
is...
slowly going to just be transforming him into his father, like Snake in that Treehouse of Horror.
I'm really annoyed that my dad wasn't, like, left-handed or whatever, so I could have had both Vambraces at once. Actually, I guess with magic, it wouldn't really matter wearing it dominant hand, but I imagine you would.
Cave Lombard loathed left-handed people.
Maybe Cave Lombard was left-handed, but he was just one of those people prejudiced against left-handedness, so he trained himself to use his right hand. So it's the right-handed gauntlet anyways.
And he actually resented his son despite being a near-perfect clone, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the case with the magic. I never really quantified that in my head, because it was a magical-ish conception deal. They were casting spells on his spunk. It was weird.
My gosh.
Why is my son right-handed? Why couldn't I be right-handed? He'll never truly be me.
I must teach him to use his left hand.
Yeah, he just started raising him like he had to force him to use his left just to... It was just like a parallel fucking other way around.
I mean, that's what they used to do with left-handed people. Fucked up. No son of mine will use his right hand. God, I just realized something. Did Angel ever go on dates? Did Cave Lombard set him up?
No. I think Cave Lombard himself ever went on a date. He fucking... His one vaguely romantic thing was a pure business contract to get a child with a woman who was equally as cold.
Damn.
I hope his sister is also having like a fun adventure learning to break away.
I
What
hope
if,
so too.
what if Angelo picks up a newspaper and just reads that his mom was also murdered by his sister, allegedly?
Just stabbed in a business meeting by, like, Isabella Heath Jr. or whatever her name now is. Fucking Angela.
It's a full gender swap party. Actually, you know what?
Oh no.
When
Gender
it's
swap Felina.
actually, it's just Randall.
Randall's been doing this whole time. He hasn't mentioned it to us whenever he's been off camera.
He has a pen pal in Custer. He never told you about.
Did we ever stop in Custer at any point during this campaign?
Nope.
No, it was a Custerless. Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking for
Alright,
Cluster is a silly
so-
place.
If that's all, then I guess we.
Yep, I've got the
for
seniors van brace. So Angelo kind of stows away his own one and he puts on the senior van brace.
All right, and then I guess you all retire for the night.
Yep. I retire.
Wait, so what was the deal with Scott again? Where is Scott? What's going on again?
He's with you.
Okay.
But we've been
And
told
we're
not to
waiting-
leave until the following day because they're investigating my elevator claim.
Oh, okay. Right.
And also advise that you should all stay.
Yeah.
While these charges have to be processed. Doubly so for Scott. But that's what you'll have to deal with when the morning comes. And the morning does come.
Actually, I was going to say, while we're at night, Felina does have one thing to bring up to Scott.
Yeah.
Basically, as they're up, late and talking, Felina's like, I've been thinking I could use my powers to help you out.
How?
Potentially. Well, sever you from, your contracts or, things like that. I mean, that takes, the path of least resistance. I don't know exactly how it will manifest, but I've been thinking about it and I don't see any way that would cause major problematic unintended consequences for us. It seems to me the most likely explanation for you not being bound by those contracts is them being found non-legally binding, signed under duress, something like that. So if I use my powers on you to sever you from the obligation of those contracts, the way I understand how they work, I think that should mean, will be guaranteed. They won't affect you. But I mean, could get a bit more out there with it. Could try just severing you from, the actions, you did then in general. I don't know what effect that would have on you. Could sever you from your father.
I don't know how that feels a little. And do you know what that would even mean?
Severing you from your dad? Not exactly. I mean, it's your call, but I've been thinking about it, and I think that might be the play. Just, a little guarantee that you will not be found to, especially if we play it like that with you not being bound by these contracts. If that does go in a signed and duress route, then I think that, would logically extend to, all charges being dropped.
Well, let's put a pin in that, I guess?
Why not?
I don't know. The idea of something like that.
I killed Angelo's dad. Now I love severing people from their family.
Well, not necessarily, we have to sever him from his dad, but just sever him from the contracts as some legal assurance.
I don't know what that could snowball into.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I don't see any way that would be a problem. I mean, hey, and it's good for me to practice this sort of thing with something pretty assured like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want to, I wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't thought about it. I've definitely considered, if I were to just sever anyone from anything that's inconvenient for me, I mean, who knows, what the ramifications are. I mean, I severed my mom from her debt, and now I don't know all the effects of that, how much were created by that. But I think that's the point. I think these powers, it follows a path of least resistance, whatever the most likely, reason for that being, the most likely way the universe can explain that or justify that is, the most likely thing to happen, so to speak. The universe will twist itself to justify it, and I see overwhelmingly the only likely path being that you are found to not be held, to these contracts. And even if it's not for exactly the reasons I think, I guess I could hypothetically see, maybe there's some problem with, the contracts. They weren't notarized properly or something like that, and that's why they weren't binding. That's still good for us.
Well, I guess you're right. Try it.
Helena grins. All right.
So, don't nick anything important along the way.
Oh, don't worry. I'm very careful. You know me.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, here, sit still.
Yep, he's ramrod stiff.
Yeah, Felina goes up behind him, and she's gonna, use her powers. He's not resisting or anything, so this is, there's not a roll for this. The only thing would be if it's, like, golden or something.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Cool.
You have to finger through the threads quite a bit because it's kind of deep in there. But yeah, you find it.
It's like playing Operation. Cracking a safe. Cool. Yeah, Felina, snips it. Carefully make sure she doesn't nick anything else, and then just, all right, you're all done.
All right. Well, I don't feel any different.
You shouldn't. That's part of the beauty of it. So now this should mean that, well, nothing is different now. It just means that those contracts were never binding you in the first place. If
All right.
I'm right. Felina kind of adds that last part under her breath.
Okay. Sure. You're probably right.
And that's what I was arguing to them anyway, so now they look at it and see, if this is correct, the universe should have aligned itself. And I certainly never saw those contracts, so who knows, maybe they are poorly notarized or something like that. Or, ideally, they listen to yours truly, recognize these don't count as binding, and bing bang boom.
Okay. All right. I don't know when we'll find out, but okay. So, yeah, a little uneasy. He decides, he is, trying to convince himself that you're right. You're on the money.
You look like you could use a drink. Do we got a mini bar in the hotel?
He's already drunk quite a bit.
Oh, nice, yeah. Well, Felina pours him another one, and one for herself. Has a little, low ball of whiskey.
Nice.
Feeling very self-satisfied.
Just
thinking, internally.
Thinking, if I become a lawyer, I'm going to need a bottle of scotch in the office.
Yeah. She's just thinking in her head, I should buy a suit. No, yeah, this is a little test run for Felina. She wants to see, because this seems like a good application of her powers in, legal practice. She can't just throw things out, just use it willy-nilly, because then she doesn't know what the effects will be, but it's about alright, say someone's bound by this contract or something, have to line it up, make sure you know what the most probable explanation for it to being. It's a balancing game of not giving yourself too much information, because then that locks things in, from a reality perspective. Just has to find a most likely way things could be her way, and that's when she has to pull the trigger to try and make things, reality play out.
I'm
As
so
she
glad
wants.
she's going to be a lawyer in Terrebonne where legality doesn't matter. Otherwise, some dangerous things would start going down.
Absolutely destroys a city-state's entire constitution by just repeatedly proving that various ones of their laws don't actually count or are invalid for some
It's
reason.
just like Felina in court just thinking, hang on, that law is inconvenient for me. Just death of 1,000 cuts, the legal system.
Yeah.
This is going to be a snowball effect, because by and large, Pip is like, oh, she'll get you off for anything, but then it's just like, hang on, wait. All this evidence is doctored, says the man who doesn't realize actually that was an alternate reality that no longer exists anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're handling a marriage case, like alimony or thing, whatever, and then, he gets his family pictures back, like, wait, why aren't I in any of the pictures anymore? Where did my kids go?
That only happens if Felina's never seen the family pictures or the kids.
Where she doesn't
It's not
realize-
real until Felina perceives it. Her perspective is the only one that matters in all of reality.
Come into Felina's office, the world's first solipsistic lawyer.
Yeah.
I know I exist, but does the law?
Did you know your reality isn't set in stone until you meet me? Don't you want to be real? Don't you want to confirm that and not leave your existence as just like a cosmic possibility?
Miss, I just needed a lawyer to help me sign over this house.
Well, I will just cut off the previous tenant.
But what?
But see, no, that's exactly what Felina would be good at, helping people get out of contracts and, other binding situations and stuff like that.
Hello, miss. I want to get out of this contract. Hands him contract.
Yeah.
Sure, Farina does it. Sure thing. 5 minutes job. Haha, you fool. It was a contract with you.
I'm starting to think that actually this lawyer route isn't the ending we thought it was. It's like, oh, I'm putting my powers to good productive use.
No, she's a lawyer. She's evil.
It's a fucking chimp with a machine gun.
A kitten with a machine gun, thank you.
Okay.
An elf with a machine gun.
So, the night passes.
The night passed.
The morning comes.
I love
Okay.
that song.
Cave Jr. having weird nightmares about Cave Senior
Burning
invading
in
his
hell.
mind.
You know what?
Alright,
Oh,
so.
I was gonna say, you know what? During the night, I think we're in Emberwell. If there's any place with 24/7 tailors and whatnot, Felina's gonna go out and try and buy a suit tonight.
Oh, okay.
Tonight, before you gotta go.
I don't think this is going to be the last session anymore.
I don't think.
I don't think there's anything to play, or just how
I
much
just-
is it?
I'm
I
not
might have to
convinced.
steal some stuff first.
Yeah.
But I have 84 coin. That seems more than a suit would be.
Then Felina's.
A nice suit. Yeah, probably 50 coin.
50 coin, cool. She
Sorry,
steals
miss.
some cufflinks on her way out, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But yeah,
What would a lawyer need cufflinks for? Oh wait,
that's
no
part of the
cufflinks.
suit.
Oh, cufflinks. Sorry.
Oh, the
what was it?
handcuffs.
Yeah.
It's a really proactive lawyer.
All right.
Polina
So
probably does own handcuffs.
so the night
Hmm.
passes.
The night finally passes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I want to go and get some food. No.
Okay.
There are places that does
Right.
Anyway, and it's the morning, and Wilhelm wakes before all of you.
All right. Cool.
Probably because he's in an earlier time zone. We don't know, though.
So you all gather around, and we'll say Dominica brings up. So we're compelled to stay here, but we need to get to Heroes Island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
And
yes.
thanks to Scott and Kochi, hopefully we'll be able to do that and get back before anyone realizes. And Felina is, wearing her suit, at the moment. Has her rings on, has her hair done up a bit more, like in full Saul Goodman body language mode at this point.
Felina, question.
Yes, Angela.
Why are you dressed like that?
Gotta appear in court this morning.
This
What?
Or at
morning?
least, make a thing.
This morning,
Yeah.
we don't have time for this.
Well, that's the point, getting it done in the morning. This was why we didn't just do this last night, We knew they wanted us early in the morning. If we disappeared now, that would cause some major problems for them. But hopefully, once we, get this sorted out with Angelo, then we should have a couple days and we can get to... Name of the island again?
Oh no.
Anoth.
Anoth. Get to
Anoth.
Anoth and back before they, they're any the wiser. What they don't know can't hurt them.
Alright then.
Or we could. Oh,
You
yes.
think the suit will expedite us being in court that much?
Hey, last night, it was like, they caught me, in a situation. It was understandable, but the lawyer shows up, looking shabby, that reflects poorly on the client. I don't make the rules. That's just,
I don't think. Whatever.
Well,
you want to dress night to appear before a judge.
Well,
how
I was gonna be
do-
horse.
How do I look then? Angelo says, kind of taking a step back, still wearing the robes. Actually, he takes off his father's vambrace, thinks that might not look very good.
Yeah, good call taking that one off.
Yeah, he just puts his own back on and stows his dad's away. Even Angelo kind of cottons on. Maybe wearing the dead guy's vambrace wouldn't reflect terribly well on us.
Now you're thinking like an attorney.
Horrifying.
So, this goes well, we should be out of here, lickety-split. If there are complications, well, then we can discuss Plan B.
Plan B is.
Felina has a little espresso she's drinking.
Where did you get that?
From a store.
Did you buy it?
It was paid for. Anyways.
By whom's?
The city.
Like someone's name, like Melody or something, is written on the side of the cup. You see as she turns around.
Melody on an espresso cup. That's difficult.
I don't know.
The
I don't know. You want to... Okay.
Yeah.
Like, quick, 1 minute break. Do you want to know why the name Melody is the first thing I thought of for, whoever's name was written on the coffee cup?
Sure.
I was, one time when I was getting to New York, I got off the train at Penn Station, and Penn Station has a Shake Shack in it, so before I got on the train, I was going to stop by Shake Shack. Hadn't been there in a little while.
We failed to stop there one
Yeah.
day.
2 days. Anyways,
Oh, yeah.
so it was, but it was, super busy, right? And I placed my order, and I had asked Nikita if Nikita wanted anything, and Nikita did. So it was a fairly big order. I got a Shake Shack, stuff like that. But then, it's busy online, and I thought someone might have called my, I'm waiting there for a little while.
Melody,
Then
Emily,
I
I
think
can
maybe
see it.
someone called Emily, but then some other lady, she immediately goes up, picks up. Oh, whatever. I was distant, didn't hear too well. I guess they called her name. Even though she had like just gotten up from the register, I don't know. Then ages later, like everyone's gone except for me, and then there's one order that comes out for Melody. Definitely not me. That bitch was named Melody, and she took my fucking order. And she had just gotten like one order of fries, and that was it.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean they were apologetic about it. You know, they made my meal again, but she cleaned out so much. I had like two people's like big old meals, and she had just gotten like one order of cheese fries, whatever. Or I think it might have been a shroom burger. It was something like that.
Yeah, like
Anyways,
a bandit.
yeah, she did. And
I
that's
realized
why I decided Felina stole Melody's espresso. It just, as a
Alright.
little bit
Petty
of revenge
revenge.
on my part. Yeah.
Petty fictional revenge.
Okay. So, eventually in the inn walks interrogator McKinney of all people.
oh no, it's Interrogator McGilly.
Oh, interrogator.
And she
Angelo just kind of turns and looks away.
says, "So you've all been staying here then?"
Yes.
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 At least I believe so. I know I have.
Did you expect
Alive.
us to move?
No. It's good that you're still here. I have news. Scott Maxis, are you here? And Scott stands up. Yes, ma'am.
You're being sentenced to death for meddling with magical art contracts.
It seems that the contracts that we had in our evidence locker have been, well, should have had a closer look taken at them. They've had to be discarded entirely as evidence.
Felina, does look genuinely, sort of surprised and interested. Not upset, obviously. This isn't bad for us, but,
Not how I expected the powers to work.
Felina is authentically, a bit surprised and goes, whoa, what do you mean? What happened to him?
Well, they turned out, from what we understand, they turned out to have been the contracts turned out to be, well, they were written in a different language, but we had a rough translation. But on another translation, it turned out to be complete gibberish.
Huh.
As that was the sole biggest binding piece of evidence we had for you, I'm afraid it seems we're going to have to drop our charges.
We'll take it.
You're free to walk. And, well, your father is free to go as well. Scott immediately just, like widens his eyes. Excuse me?
And
It was,
Felina, immediately goes to stop him, puts a hand on his chest, it's not your fight. Don't worry about it right now.
biggest piece of evidence we had to keep for both of you. We simply have to drop the charges.
Well, Felina's already extrajudiciously sentenced one dad to death. Maybe she's got another in her.
I'm just glad that Nico is going to be working with Scott's dad in the next party.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's a
Now-
terrorist, but you see the bombs he makes? Absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
Now then, for those other charges, the four of you,
The-
Dun 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 dun.
you're due to defend yourself, Mr. Keith Lombard Jr., for illegally entering the premises. We checked with the company you mentioned, and they have no recollection of you.
Oof. Oof.
And all four of you are being charged with disturbance of the peace.
Disturbance of the peace. Keith Lombard Sr. disturbed the peace. You can't disturb a peace that's not there anymore.
You'll have to argue in front of the judge.
Do we have a court date?
Indeed. A week from now.
All right.
A week.
I'll be staying at this inn for a while, so if you could have our, information just mailed here, earmarked for Felina Skimperbell, I should receive it.
Very well. Very well. That'll be all. And yeah, she turns about face and walks out.
All right.
Disturbing the peace. Bullshit. Trumped up charges. They're just bitter because they can't find anything to stick us with, just trying to throw. I can get us out of there. Are you kidding? I could get us out of disturbing the peace in my sleep. Bullshit.
Perhaps we should turn our attention then to the more pressing matter.
Right. Enough. See? We
Yes.
got a week. Shouldn't take longer than that.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah.
How big is Anoth?
How big would it be? It's I would say it's decent size. It's not like whole country, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to think of like a real world equivalent, but it's an island,
yeah. I mean, depending on how big it is, that changes matters.
I know where my family is and stuff, so it shouldn't be too far off. It's not too far off from the nearest, from the biggest harbor.
Well, we don't have to worry about the harbor. We have a direct line
Yeah.
over there, don't we?
We do?
Angelo turns and looks at Felina.
Right.
Path to
We do
anywhere.
indeed.
We haven't tested this before, have we?
We have not.
It's a bit of a
Well-
gamble then, but
We did a little bit. Took us to the void.
Oh,
But that's, a bit more of a non-standard place. But we got there and back fine. Then we tried it again, and that didn't go quite as well. I mean, it wasn't bad. We just sort of failed to do it.
if we're going to get to Anoth and back within a week, though, probably our best option is to just jump there.
so it would be like a long-range slipstream.
Essentially. Probably different principles at work, however.
Right.
Alright, Dominica speaks up and says, I'll hug the Enoch with you, but the rest of my people should stay here in case the authorities come and seek after us. It would be good to have some people here staying here to keep your mail for you.
Very good thinking. Yes, I agree.
Is there anything else we need to do, or I think we ought to get ready.
Yeah, if there's any, stock up and we can head out today.
Yeah, Angela's just looking around.
Well,
I've done everything I need to.
well, let's look in my bag. I need to check. Where the fuck is my character? There we go. I have done the Russians. I have adventuring gear. Oh, I can toss out that one actually. Well, I just have fun stuff. Yeah, no, I have my stuff. I'm ready to go whenever. Hero has a family to save, damn it.
Alrighty. Yep, everyone else is prepared. It's
Uh, Let me make sure I don't think there's anything else I want. Yeah, I think I'm all good.
Hero, there is one thing I should ask, actually.
Okay, Angelo, what is it?
Well, we had this conversation before we confronted my dad. When we're facing down Ryu, how do you want us to treat him? Do you want us to try and hold back? Try and see if there's something there to save, or shall we just fight to survive? Try and take him out?
I want to believe that there's something to say, but I think he might be too far gone. Sorry to say.
Angelo just nods. I'll use my best judgment.
If anything, we'll put him out of his misery. But yeah. I'm ready.
All right.
Actually, Feline does bring up, after how things went last time, some healing potions sound like a good idea to me.
Ah, yes.
That's a smart idea, but I've used all the coin I have.
Well, I have 84 coins from Felina's stole. I'll buy some. How much is healing potions?
Healing potions are 50 coin.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, they
Felina tosses Hero, you had 84, right?
Yeah.
So can toss you 26 coin to buy 2.
Okay, yeah. I'll buy healing
All right, 2 healing potions.
Felina is gonna. Can I attempt to steal a couple more healing potions?
Sure. While you're at the sort of store where they're selling these things, sure.
Actually,
roll
Hero
back.
gives. I was gonna say Hero gives 1 healing potion to Angelo. Might be
Alrighty.
handy.
Yeah, might be handy.
Gonna attempt to do 2 more. Do a sleight of hand thing, like pick out 2 to hand. Like to Hero, but do a sleight of hand thing. Looks like only grabbing 2, but sneaking 2 other ones up her sleeve into her. Sneak them into her bag of holding thing.
All right, roll dex.
Ooh.
Oh
dear. That's rare.
Let's see.
Can't believe it. We're disturbing the peace again.
If you want to make absolutely sure that you aren't, and you don't draw no suspicion, you'll have to leave 1 behind.
Ooh. That's fun. Let's go. Yeah, let's go with it. Only taking 1. That feels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone looks your way and you just
Yeah.
put the other one back.
Understandable. Cool.
All right, so we've got 3 healing potions, and you're all set to go.
Yeah.
All right, Scott and Kochi are ready. They're looking at their range.
There's my golden girl.
We've all come a long way together, people. I think this should be our last big obstacle.
You're here with Scott, Kochi, Dominica's with you, as well as Silvana, and the rest are going to be staying at the inn.
Helena does change back into her casual burglary.
Who did you say was coming back with us?
Well, Scott, Kochi, Dominica, and Silvana.
Fish is not coming with us. The coward.
He's worried that Murray might be there.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez. That's an island. That's near water. Murray could be there.
He actually has another cousin he had a kid with there,
He really gets around, but only with cousins.
He sure does love his cousins.
Before we do this, I am going to use the bathroom.
Wow.
Felina says.
In character, yeah. I was literally just thinking that. Yeah, if anyone needs to use the bathroom, I'd recommend going now. We don't know what we're dropping
Everyone
into.
kind of awkwardly look at each other. And like, yeah.
Yeah, there's
we
like
did
a
it.
line in the hotel lobby for the bathroom as we're awkwardly all using it one by one.
Why am I even waiting for the bathroom? I can just piss and funnel it wherever I choose. I command wind and water.
Incredible. That's actually how Angelo's ancestors first got their power. That was the ability they really wanted, and the rest came with
I
it.
can't believe that Angelo is just a fucking Harry Potter wizard.
No, he doesn't magic it away. It's like he can stand he can stand like 10 meters away from a urinal piss and it will just go in a straight line and then drop when he wants it to.
I'm just imagining Scott in the hotel bathroom and then just a stream of piss comes through the crack above the door and snakes down into the toilet in front of him.
Meanwhile, you just hear Angelo shout, "Efficiency!"
It's just a pop-up. Selena was about to do it, but then like she saw at the corner of her eye there was just like a big text box that said, "Hey, once you enter this quest, you won't be able to leave until you finish it. Are you sure there's nothing else you want to do?"
Yeah, just to take the bathroom. Yeah.
All right, so go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I know. I had a fucking really dumb thought that like
Fuck! I tried to mute and I hung up.
I don't know. For some reason, a dumb thought popped my head. Like, what someone in the party goes, I could take a shower before this.
I really like this. I really like this Tumblr post.
Oh yeah, I saw. I'll be back in a moment as well. I'm gonna go for a piss as well now the fort has been reached.
I don't need to. I did it before I game. My God. How's it going, Neil?
It's going all right.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Ha.
Hey.
Hello.
Excuse me.
You're gonna get to Anoth, and this is what it's like.
Oh no. Ah, yeah, it's Captain Dildo.
Is this like a beloved Swedish character or something?
No.
It should be. Actually, I'm gonna grab a snack too.
Wow.